Good morning, Accelerated. So we've been going over solving equations with the variable on both sides. This lesson, though, however, we're focusing on when there are decimals there. All right. So we've gone over all this vocabulary. We have steps. We can use powers of 10 or the least common multiples to eliminate rational numbers. Since we're focusing on decimals, we're going to be using powers of 10. Then we box all our variables, including their signs, circle all constants, including their signs, then combine like terms if needed. Then our next step is to identify the smallest coefficient and apply inverse operations. This will make it so only one variable remains. Then we solve it. We apply inverse operations to isolate the variable. So let's get to it. So I have this problem here. It's 0.2r, or 2/10, plus 0.75, or 75 hundredths, and equals 0.5r, or 5/10 r. I'm pushing the way we should actually say decimals for this because that's going to tell us what power of 10 to multiply by. We choose a different color. Okay. So since this one went to the tenths, if that's the longest decimal, we should multiply by 10. Ooh, this one went to the hundredths. If that's the longest decimal, then we should multiply by 100. And then this one went to tenths. We already have a tenth. Okay, so since 0.75 is the longest decimal, we're going to multiply this entire equation by 100. So by saying its name, we'll even tell you what number I should multiply by. And we're doing this to eliminate the decimals, eliminate those rational numbers. But when I do it, I need to multiply each number by 100. And I want to be sure to keep my equal sign in the same spot. I don't want to accidentally move something, so I'm going to put that there. So when I multiply 2/10 r by 100, I get 20 r. When I multiply that 75 hundredths, I get 75. Keep my equal sign, and then when I multiply 5/10 by 100, I get 50 r. Okay, now it's just a little cleaner, right? I don't have decimals. If you feel really, really strong with decimals, you're like, Mrs. Doley, this is dumb, I don't want to do it that way. That's your decision. I'm just showing you one way that you could eliminate this. All right, now I'm going to box all my variables, circle my constants. So 20r is a variable, 75 is not, 50r is a variable. Then I'm going to use green. Circle my constants. Ooh, in this case, I only have one. That just means a little less work for me. All right, I don't need to combine any like terms, so identify the smallest coefficients. So I have 20r and 50r. 20 is a smaller number than 50. So I'm going to subtract 20r. That's how I apply the inverse. I'm trying to make that 20r go away. And whatever I do to one side of the equation, I do it to the other. So bye. Bring down my 75 equals 30r. And now I just apply inverse operations in order to solve the problem. So since 30r represents multiplication, oh, I scrolled a little too much. Go back up a tiny bit. There we go. I'm going to divide by 30. You can use a calculator for this part to finish it up. You can try to think about it mentally. You could do the division by hand. I know, that 30 can go into 60, so 2 times. So I know it's going to be 2 point something. And then what would be left over is 15. And since 15 is half of 30, that would be 0.5. Okay, so the ending answer is 2.5. And maybe you're like, well, then I ended up with a decimal anyways. Like I could have done this without multiplying by the 100. You absolutely could have, but maybe it just takes a little bit of the stress off and it's something you can do in your head without making as many mistakes. All right, well, thank you, friends. I'm going to make one for fractions next, so look for it.